It's Kirk Vandenberg here with PositiveProjections.com. So recently we put out an offer to answer questions over at heartbeatofkauai.com. That page is at heartbeatofkauai.com/positive-projections/ and these questions that we're planning to answer are about the internet, web design, online marketing, and a number of other geeky, techie, and marketing questions. And today we received a question from Frank Fraser regarding web design. And Frank's question is, what's the simplest way to set up a website? So we're going to answer this one because I think it will be useful for a number of people. To start that, I'm going to head over to Google, and I searched for Website Builder. You can use any search engine you want. And for Website Builder, here are the AdWords. These advertisers pay per click. I won't do it, but if I clicked one of these, the advertiser would have to pay. Same with these ads down the side. And that doesn't mean they're either good or bad. It just means they're paid. And Wix, for example, is a popular website builder. And there are a number of others, GoDaddy and others. Frankly, I haven't found any of these kind of simple website builder software packages that I like. Whether hosted up on the web, as a hosted service, whether self-hosted on the web, or whether running on a person's personal computer, Mac, Linux machine, or whatever. That doesn't mean that they're not available, that there aren't some good packages, but I've looked at many dozen and kind of in a quest to find simple software for web design, and I personally have never found one. If you find any that you like or you think are effective, let me know. So one popular choice is Blogger. This is a hosted versus self-hosted. That is, you don't have to have web hosting. They host it for you. And it's pretty good, you know. I don't currently have one for a number of reasons, which will become clear in a second. But I had one way back when they launched. I don't know when it was, 10 years ago or whatever. And it's fine. There are things I like about it. There are things I don't like about it. But there are millions of blogs out there. And it serves a lot of people well. My favorite software is WordPress. Now this is WordPress.org. This is what we would call self-hosted. That means you have two things to do. You've got, number one, you have to get your own web hosting, and number two, you install this WordPress.org software, which is free. So this is the self-hosted. For a lot of people, and especially given the nature of the question, with the key criteria being simplicity, this will boggle a lot of people. Even though there are installers and things like this, it's probably too much for someone unless they really want to go to the learning curve. The advantage to self-hosting this WordPress software is that you have a lot more power. And for example, we have nearly 24 WordPress plugins, WordPress extensions that we really like, that we can tweak and tune exactly the way we want to get the features we want in our sites. But again, that whole process of searching out plugins and keeping them updated and all that might be too much for somebody. So to stay in the kind of thread of the question regarding simplicity, I like WordPress.com. And instead of the self-hosted WordPress, where you need your own hosting, hosting is included. And if you use the basic account, it's free. And it's I think it's excellent. They host millions of blogs. It's very fast. It's got a lot of features. It's not as full-featured as this self-hosted version, but for a lot of people it's enough. Now, one thing I always recommend is to do at least one premium add-on, and that is the key one is to have your own domain name. And the reasons to have your own domain name and how to choose a domain are out of the scope of this video, but I think it's really essential. If there's an interest, I can create a screencast about what I think are the key elements of having your own domain, but I think it's crucial. And not only the key elements of having your own domain, but the key criteria for selecting a domain, especially with so many already taken. And then there's another one that I would probably choose for the $30 a year, which is to get rid of their ads. You know, this costs millions of dollars to host all these blogs, and so they need to make money somehow. And the way they do that is they run ads and they monetize. But you can get rid of the ads, which would definitely be worth it for me to have my site be cleaner. Okay, so wanted to mention that we get our domains at namecheap.com. You can use any registrar. I personally don't really like GoDaddy.com. They are constantly trying to upsell online products and services that I feel oftentimes people don't need. But I'll spare you. But Namecheap is very simple. We have over 100 domains here. The prices are good. They're not the lowest. Their prices, their support is good. It's not incredible, but it's always been good enough. And again, there are many other domain registrars. That's what you call these companies who sell domains. Domain registrars, that's the good term to remember. There are many other ones besides Namecheap that also do a really good job. If you have any other questions, or you know people that have questions about the internet or any of the other topics that I mentioned, they can just come over here to Heartbeat of Kauai, Positive Projections, and scroll down, enter their question. Hope that was useful, and aloha.